It's that time again, baby. We are back with the Fire Turd! That's right. Right here we have Slick's 1967 Firebird. And y'all seen us get this thing running. It sat over at his parents' house, abandoned, for almost 3 decades. We got her running. Last time, we got her looking good. We gave her the budget-friendly paint job, thrashed on this thing. Got her looking good in about 4 days. She's lowered down on them wheels, looking tough as nails. And I know you see that flat gold paint with the sheen, baby. Man, does she look good. However, we may have got it running, but we didn't really exactly get her turnkey. It somehow maintained the brake pedal over the 30 years it sat. And the motor does seem to run good when you get it running good. We had it rigged up off a fuel pump. Of course, we had a makeshift fuel cell right next to you in the driver's seat. Gauges are overrated. We don't need to know if she's running hot or anything, you know. Just go out in the field and do donuts.
If it ain't coming out the radiator, don't worry.
Yeah, she ain't hot enough.
Yeah.
And this week, we don't know exactly what we're gonna get into, but we're gonna start to tackle some of that. One, this thing has long tube headers, the longest long tubes I've ever have seen. And we're gonna look at swapping them out. Or we want to get an actual fuel pump on it. Having a fuel tank would be pretty cool. The brakes may work, but I don't trust the rubber hoses and seals and stuff that's been sitting. So we're gonna get into some of that. And being a little oddball-ish, is looking like it may take a day or two to get some of our parts. We thought we had the right brake hoses. We do not, so we got those coming.
Just had a kit put on it, and it's been kind of a mess, so.
Yeah, so we try to get stuff for 67, then we find out the brakes are more like the 69 or something. Who knows? We don't know. That's why we're here. We're gonna tear into it and figure it out. We got parts coming. One thing I wanna do real quick is get her up in the air, and let's actually get into our rear brakes and make sure we don't need axle seals, make sure nothing's leaking in there, make sure there's nothing else we need. And oh yeah, we're running behind this week because someone named Mortsky had to buy a turd in Texas and drive it up here and fix a bunch of stuff for 2 days.
His axle seals were out.
Yeah, and bearings, and brake pedal, and wheel cylinders, and he had like some...
There's a list.
You just have to check it out on his channel.
Yeah. Cool car though, but...
Yeah, cool car.
Turd.
Just don't know how he made it here. That's how you know we did a good job lowering it. If you need the jack to get her on the lift, you did a proper job. You did good, son. You did good. And oh yeah, I forgot a big one. This thing left about 14 gallons of transmission fluid anywhere I ever parked it, so something on there's leaking.
Hey, if it's leaking, it means it's has it.
Until it quits leaking, which is what it's done now. Oh yeah, you may need shanked lug nuts that actually work with these. We are not prepared for this week.
You'll be alright.
The Spider never stood a chance. Drums feel all right. I mean, they got a couple of grooves in them, but they're runnable. And here has definitely seen better days. Hardware's got surface rust on it,
It's not
but
bad though.
no, that's definitely runnable. Yeah, we could use some shoes.
I'm gonna see if the wheel cylinders we have are the same real quick.
Make sure no axle seals are leaking. That looks all right. Those are precisely about that long. Don't worry, these got bigger end caps. Oh yeah, there actually is more of a ledge underneath there. I think they're probably the right ones. They're just constructed a little different to retain the caps, because these caps look like they almost go on, yeah, on the inside. There's been a couple spiders having gang wars in here, I guarantee it. We got the east side and the west side. Woo! That shoe right there is super thin. She was doing 80% of our rear stopping right there. Yeah. This one's thick. That one's thinner than them all. That one's about like my patience right now. Just like Puddin's Fab Shop, she needs some new shoes. He can afford all these damn cars, won't get a new pair of Skechers.
That's all we can afford these cars. We ain't getting new Skechers.
Jack her up a little higher. Pinion seal, don't look too happy. Rear cover, same thing.
Also not happy.
Also not happy. She ain't been parked here for a little bit, and she can't have much more fluid left in her.
I think it's a pan gasket.
Pan gasket, not happy. It was leaking up top, but our friends Dirt Daubers came in and sealed her up for us.
And laid some beads. Dang that transmission.
Look at that. Water, it's all soaked up with transmission fluid.
Transmission looks pretty fresh though.
Yeah, transmission looks good. That's a tough old unit right there.
Turbo 400.
Take all the beatings. Give her a licking, she'll keep on ticking.
It's like in here too.
Oh, well, yeah, it probably helps if a speedo cable's hooked up.
Yeah.
So that's a leak. Looks like the seal around the shifter's leaking. Pretty good. That's a fresh drip. I don't know what it takes back in there. Guess we'll figure that out.
Silicone.
Nothing our RTV won't fix. Shifter could probably use a cotter pin. Man, we don't need to be able to put her in park ever. I wonder if that's like an O-ring up in there. We get these out of the way, and we may pop into that real quick and see if we can tell what's going on.
Take a gander.
Yeah, where's our cooler lines? Put eyeballs on them. Look, they look wet, but I don't see transmission fluid, so may not be it. Nothing leaking from the back, so that's a plus. Or the front, back of the motor or front of the transmission.
Motor's pretty clean inside though.
Yeah.
Well, it's been sitting long enough it could leak, but
Well, I ain't seen no oil leaks from it, so that makes me happy. The list grows. We're gonna get her sat down, trying to get parts coming. Was having a hard time getting a hold of my parts person. Did we ever figure out which one was number 1 on this? I remember ignition whooping us a little bit. I don't remember on the Pontiacs, I done forgot.
been a few weeks.
Just in case we gotta start pulling these, I'd like to not lose it. So number 1 is on the front. That looks like it's going right to there. I'm gonna slap us a mark on that. And it is 1843657 except the distributor spins counterclockwise. That's going to number 8, ain't it? Over there. Are they fun to get to? I remember some of them weren't too bad, and then like 1 or 2 of them just whipped us.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't feel like it likes coming out of there.
Yeah, that other front one didn't either, so.
Long-winded suckers. Oh, there went the ultimate loose. She's out. Dang! You in there, rattle cannon?
Yeah, I got it painted for you.
Ooh! Woo-hoo. Did you show the viewers yet?
Not yet.
Oh, that's gonna look so good with the gold. Let's see what we got going on in the old paint booth. White? You dang right.
And it's the only color he had, so that was high heat.
Should have some 2,000 degree flat black somewhere.
I wasn't digging for it. Seeing white outside, okay.
Don't need no more signs than that. What are you gonna do with these suckers now? Wall hangers?
Swap meet, I guess.
Swap meet it is, baby. They're cool.
I like them, but just
Don't work if you lower your car.
you like monster trucks, you can run them.
Be perfect for a gasser. Should put a lift kit on the front of this SOB.
Got the fender wheels out.
Straight axle. People would have lost their damn minds. Why do y'all slam every truck and lift every car?
That's how we do it. About Pot County things, we're just backwards over here.
Yeah. By Christmas, that thing's gonna have lift kit. Yeah. We got one left on this side.
Get it from
We
the
can get
bottom.
her from the bottom.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Slick just discovered something. We may want to put a transcooler on this thing.
The line just doubled over down there.
Yep. Double down, baby. Don't forget the Cyclops. Got it. Can the long reach get you?
Yeah.
I need more extensions.
Extendo longe.
Triple me up. They ain't working, they must be dumb. Am I on it? Dang it, so close.
I got it loose, so we need to get up there by hand and do it.
Damn, put in Fab Shop. We're doing header bolts. Here, Slate. Got that. I look like I'm fishing. That guy from the commercial. You almost had it.
Almost got $2.
Oh, you almost had it.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Do you know what would happen if I'd squeeze this trigger? We would make a catapult.
It would.
That would be a projectile.
It would dent the Model A, so don't do it.
You want to see?
No. Work too hard on that thing.
Alright. Put down the extensions and step away slowly before things get wild around here. Don't let your intrusive thoughts win. I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, just do it. Just do it.
Just tap the trigger.
Just tap it. That's why I don't like having nice painted cars in here. You can't have no fun. Oh, don't dent it. Don't knock out the glass. What fun is that?
I think you just break something else.
Oh, did you get her on there? Get it backed out enough, then you can get it on there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like, you got the right combination of sockets, extensions, and
Hold your tongue just right.
leverage.
Don't fart. Is that the last of them?
There's one more, but we can't get the other one out. This is that one that sucks. Well, we are back from lunch. See if I can get this thing out of here now. Will it hang? Who knows? Just like that, she's out.
Figure that's gonna have to come out there.
Probably just leave it off until we get the new ones on, just in case.
She gonna go?
I hope so. I'll be ticked if it don't.
She show them that 3/8 thick gasket?
Not yet. She's a thickin'. You had to cut your finger off yet?
Not yet.
Give the old headers a whack-a-mole.
The engine masters prove that crap don't matter. They're the masters.
Cave it in, baby.
Where's it hitting?
I don't know.
The arm?
Somewhere.
No? Whatever that is. It's definitely rubbing. Power steering line. It's a cramp. The cramp fittings right there.
Or if I can just...
You may have to drop her down and break it loose. Try to angle it. She's torqued good. We're gonna have to rearrange these. Even a return, we're gonna have to get it out of the way. Yeah, I don't have a clamp on this side. We don't need it. That's fine. And then this one, we need to pick it up to clear our control arm. Turn it out of the way. Hopefully that's gonna be enough.
I'll just leave it loose.
You don't want to bash them in? Huh? Just right there, it looks like. She going?
It's ish.
Kinda. Goes on
We
there.
probably need to stick a bolt in it and see what it's hitting on. Looks like it.
These fit worse than the long tubers.
I know they don't fit very good. I marked the header where it needs to hit in. So where that bolt is, it needs a little ding. Down here, it's kind of hard to see. Down in there, it needs a little ding. And this adjustment nut on the top of the steering box needs a ding. So I'm gonna take it out and ding it up real good. And then
Give
put
her
it
a
back
dinger.
in. Put a
Give
ding-
it a dinger!
So we'll get that out and hit it with a hammer.
You can put your whooper there and then I can whoop your whooper with my whooper. We give it a double whoop. Just doing hot rod stuff with my hot rod friends. I could really flatten it. Flange won't even start.
Fits better.
Fits better. Let's say if not, we take her over to the belt sander, flat spot it, and then we'll weld in a piece of 18 gauge.
18 gauge is always the answer.
Yeah, that one's gonna need a little more whooping, so we're gonna get this one, see if it needs whooped on too. Let's play with some headers. They're always fun.
I'll have to take the oil draw.
Headers are fun. They're everybody's favorite. Dang, smoothing out the dents. How could they know ever that we smacked it with a hammer? Not from the video, for certain.
Hey, didn't you say you wanted a muscle car?
Not this one. This was my muscle car. We would have already swapped a 4-cylinder Datsun engine in it.
Because your Datsun engine runs so good.
She's a screamer. Keep that oil filter out the way. That reminded us, we need an oil change for this thing. Hopefully we can get oil all over this header where she smokes real good when we finally get it started. Yeah. No more persuasion. I got her in there. Front's hitting, but from what I can see, it's probably like our fuel line's up there, so metal fuel line. I'm strong enough to bend one of them out the way. Bring her down here, I can get a hold of it, see what happens. Whoa, thick mama. Look at these gaskets. I ain't never seen a header gasket. That's
like a header flange.
Yeah, that's that like gasket material that's kind of soft, except it ain't so soft when it's 1/4 inch thick. Slick cut it open down there so we can just drop it on the two where those ends are slotted. She came with new hardware. Come to find out, those ones weren't looking the greatest, so I was about to clean them up. It's a lot easier to just put a new bolt in.
I think that's just weld, not really stamp. I think they welded them.
Well, she slides in nice. This side went a little smoother than the slick side.
Hey, this means we can get it lower. Somebody fire up a torch.
Lift her up in there. We'll have to get the ones we can get from down here. I think I've got them all started on my side. You all started on yours?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get them all tightened up now.
It's the fun job, huh? Yeah. Almost as fun as getting them all started. Yeah.
Get out there and work on your projects. Just don't put headers on them.
Yeah. I encourage y'all to do everything besides headers. Unless you have a lift, then get after it. We were just talking about how bad these things would suck on jack stands. When I did them on my truck, because I had to drop, the long tubes weren't long enough, so I had to drop the collectors down a couple inches and stretch them and crap, dude, so many times. In and out, tack this, tack that. It sucked.
Got the old starter back up in place. Now I'm gonna fish my power wire for the key switch to the solenoid up in there and try to keep it away from the headers the best I can. It's gonna be kind of a nightmare, but we'll figure it out. You about got that done?
I think this bolt's 3 miles long. I've turned it so many times it just keeps going. I don't know where it's threaded to.
Head gasket?
Yeah, right through it.
Actually, it'd probably just be the valve train because the head gasket will love it, yeah.
My left hand ain't ever done this much work in its life. That finger's just stuck.
Last one though, right?
No, there's one more.
Perfect. See you guys in about 2 hours.
We'll be back on it in the morning. Don't worry. From the top, I was able to get the last one. No problem. We've got a mess and a half from our temporary wiring from the last go around. Whoop. People want to know why we weren't driving it, because we did a will it run. You did see how we had it running, right? Slick's kind of cleaning out our insides. Kind of want to get some eyeballs on our wiring. We got some old gauges we're going to pull out of there. And we'll probably start looking at maybe getting some of this wired up a little better. At least our basics, figure out a 12 volt key to our HEI. Our wire Slick ran for the solenoid. But tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of stuff in. I ordered a lot from the O'Reilly's, and she said we're going to have like 98% of it tomorrow, so we'll really be able to bang them out. You want to pull the panel? Strip down, baby. Here's our starter, or our key switch, I mean. Oh, it got hot being down there, look.
Oh, man.
Not the good one.
Was that the nice one?
Mm-hmm. You know how I said that'll pull up through there?
You said it would.
Yeah, it ain't. Pull harder, rip that end off. Yeah, she jammed it good. Yeah, she's wedged in there. I don't know who did that. Shouldn't have tugged it. Our heater hose here. I guess I'm just kind of doing a strip down of what we know we need to address out here. Also, getting this crap out of the way is gonna make it where we can try to bend on these lines. These are our fuel lines, that rubber hose, about a 1/2 inch away from that hot header tube, you know, no big deal. But this sucker right here, where she's spliced together, she had cracked last time and leaked out all of her coolant. And out of all this teardown we need, Slick's ready to put carpet in it.
I ain't trying to lay on that nasty crap.
Ain't bad, we done pressure washed it out.
I didn't put no bleach on.
We made poop soup, and it dried up in there. It'll be fine. Oh, all right. She was not empty like I thought. She leaked it all out up to that point, but not to that point. Hopefully that catch pan does its job. Not really. Not really. Just build a, oh, okay. Now she's draining slower. We'll go back that way. Don't get the big drain pan, always use the small one. That's what I do. Where's that snake skin? Speaking of snake, there's our heater hose snake. Last time we pulled out a 4-foot piece of snake skin.
Little piece of it.
Oh yeah, a little piece. If that black snake would have been in here, y'all would have seen it get turned into some custom inserts for these Skechers. Get her up where we can maybe manipulate on these. We're gonna start with our fuel lines. Probably a little more important to not burn the car down. And that's okay as far as how that wraps the frame. Be better if this one was straight, because that's kind of shoving that down towards our little pitman, whatever you call it. Damn, idler. And these are too long. Actually, cutting that down will take some of that slack out. Take our clamp off. That's better. Use my custom bend tool there.
So I got the glove box here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the rust off of it. We'll just paint it nice black just so it covers up a hole pretty much in the dash. He's still messing with the lines, so I figured I'd just at least try to do some of this little piddly crap so I ain't gotta do it later. Get it all painted so when we get ready we can just throw it together. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to sand all the paint off of this and then just let it rust, but terrible idea.
Slick's over here hunting through our treasures.
Look at that thing, isn't that clean?
Woo! Got her cleaned up.
120.
We're gonna put that to the test. Dang, that thing looks nice. That Speedo's in good shape. Guys, our trans cooler lines, I'm just, as you can tell, pulling them. What I'm hoping is I can manipulate them and get them back in and maybe bend them around this some and either go underneath here or either way fish through here. Anything besides up and over and on top of the header. Mainly, I just love making messes. Come on. Come on. What are you looking for?
Mom's keys?
Mom's keys. She's in here for 2 seconds. She lost them.
She didn't make it past this.
Yeah.
Theo ate them. Like your homework.
Good boy. Good.
I'm gonna show y'all how I'm gonna bend that one. For a little practice, I'll start on this one. Fish it through along our oil pan. Make sure to dodge. Mock this back up, so dodge that. Loop around. She's actually tightened back down. Now that's a hell of a lot better than swinging over the top of our control arm. As y'all can see, old Slick Fitties giving us a shock swap.
Shocking.
Shockingly, he's even using new hardware.
I couldn't find the old hardware.
It's just somewhere in one of the totes. Just look a little harder. I bet one of them fender or wheel.
Go right up in there.
Oh yeah, 5/16 with a little pointy head, same thing.
Pointy head.
Little pointy head on it. So that one, I just kind of bent up here and we can fine tune that. We'll probably cut them somewhere up in here and then go to our rubber line. We actually gotta get a transcooler. We still ain't got one of them. I was like, what is that white from? That's header paint.
Just scraping around.
Look, all over it.
I'm surprised the headers actually look good from the top because
Yeah, they do look good. Y'all can see
I scratched the crap out of them.
Yeah. I'm trying to straighten this out some where we can fish it through a little easier. We'll worry about the front after we get the rear. Back here, kind of doing the same thing. Just taking out a lot of these bends.
Tell you what, I was glad you wanted to do this in the middle of August. So I ain't gonna work at my shop.
And once you get it in and straightened out, you do such a good, it fits so well it'll practically fall right out.
On a scale of 1 to bottom out, how fast do you think these shocks will bottom out?
We'll get them there.
Hopefully they have no travel.
These roads around here, we'll test that. We'll test them.
We'll know when they come shooting out the bottom.
Shocks? You mean bump stops? Bring them to the front and trim them down here. Now we can bend them a little more and swoop up in there. Slick's got a custom step stool over there. He's been going around, and when we put the front end on, we got it on quick. So some of our fender well bolts, and by some of them, I mean most of them, were not actually in. We just made sure it was lined up, and the fenders are all good. It was just the fender wells themselves. Slick did notice something that I did not notice, and all the other times we'd worked on the car, when we'll pick it up on the left, you just see the front end sag. And now that we got all that stuff replaced and the fenders on good and everything, he said it didn't droop this time. I wasn't even looking. Get her all zip tied down through here where she's together. And I need to figure out where to zip tie it to just one thing to keep them from bouncing around in here. You don't want to hear that going down the road.
Sure, that won't be the only thing you hear.
Damn rod's coming out. Ain't gonna lie, I may just drilled a hole right there in that plate. She don't flop no more, does she? And if she ain't tapping, then I'm happy. I don't care what any of y'all say. That right there is a heck of a lot better than the swoop over the header in the damn engine bay. Give her some more. Smells like good fuel.
Good quality.
Got the damn fogger system on it, baby.
Nitrous.
But we should have sat on the ground with the tires on and sprayed. You know, we couldn't have sprayed it from the front back, so the mess was back there.
That's right here. Yeah.
That'll help clean up the floor. Let that gas break down some of them oils. We'll just put new actual hoses on whenever we put the new fuel pump on. But for now, we can cut this old one. Maybe. It's as hard as a rock. All right, what we got, Slick?
Need to bring it down to eye level and set the bumper bolts to where we're happy with them. Hey, there's blue tape.
Gotta keep the chrome safe.
Need to tighten top of the shocks.
You know what else we need to do?
What?
Get some flat black.
Oh, and just touch this crap up.
Yeah. Full restore.
Just like high school.
Just like high school. In between our bumper bracket area, get some cardboard to hold and blast that. Can't have her looking unprofessional. The best part is, y'all thought I was playing. And I don't even got flat black. I just got semi-gloss. Yep, she said she's ready. Dang, are you laying her down in here? And
Need some thicker stuff.
than that?
Yeah, she's a little
Dang.
rusted out in the corner.
Oh yeah, she's pitted.
Yeah, somebody decided.
She laid face down in some water for a little bit.
Somebody thought it would be a good idea to sand on it.
Oh, and then put it face down in the dirt and water. That's textured on purpose, like that old metal they used to make it look like it was like vinyl. Same thing. Yeah, but if we put it on light enough, she'll just be flat, right over the water. See, this is good paint work because where our primer got oversprayed, at least we're primed right here. Guys, budget friendly is what we said. That's what we meant, damn it. Yeah, so what's it hurt? Costs 1 can of paint, and we're here. Which one looks better from here to y'all? That side or that side? Don't answer that. Do not answer that. See, some of y'all would call this the Craigslist rebuild. The only difference is I would never do this and then sell it to someone else. Oh, it's a restored frame and crap, which is what some people do. This is for one of our personal drivers that we know what we're doing, okay? If you do it to be shady, that's kind of crappy. If you do it for your own whatever, because that's what fits your budget and what your time allows, do what makes you happy. If you do what I do, where you put it on the internet for hundreds of thousands of people to see, just be ready for some negative feedback. You better watch out. She's getting the 2 can special now, baby. Did you say you used to do this for someone? We won't say no names. They did this and then seen cars to like auction and stuff, guys. And that's what I'm talking about. That is crappy.
That's my car, and this is what the budget allows. So
Yeah, we could only afford 2 cams, so once these run out, if we didn't get the back done, she ain't getting it. Puddin's Fab Shop. We paying up to car being rattle canned on the bottom side.
the headers are just like oversprayed over by the black.
2 cans. That's what she got. Now you come around and a lot of stuff, it's dark. And yes, we know it ain't proper. But guess what? If you were to ever full restore this car, in my mind, if you're really doing it right, all right, you're gonna have all that crap sandblasted. And guess what? That sandblaster will take off that little bit of spray paint, just like it's gonna take off the little bit of rust and other paints that went right over. But oh yeah, we're not gonna full restore this car. We're gonna drive it. Good thing Slick can get to that shock because them lines aren't all bunched up there anymore.
That's true.
Look how good that looks. Then our fuel lines, you can see how they dip off there. So much better. Yeah, she's just a spinner. Since we're cleaning up, here we can clean up our plug wires. They were just kind of slapped on here. Fit good, but this side does. Just need a little zip tie trick here to separate them and half organize them. And just like that. What's wrong with that? Nothing. That looks great. Slap a little breather on her to kind of hide the mess in the back and we'll be happy. This side laid out good, Slick?
Yep.
So we wait to do our fuel line until we do the fuel pump also, just in case there's any changes. I wonder what this is for. Is there any wires that run to the back of the car from over here for the rear harness?
Alternator goes down and around. So this wire is for this stuff.
So I'm saying, is there any over here that feeds down to like the back of the car?
No, the back of the car goes
Feeds through the car?
Goes over the top of the B-pillar. Or actually, yeah, it goes over the top, I think.
Dang, gonna pull the old panel, huh?
I guess.
Well, they're looking better underneath here. On the inside, we're gonna do the same thing. You gotta tear down and then go back with the Build Back Better program. So inside here, we can pull stuff that we know we're gonna replace, like these old crappy hot rod gauges. We got some vacuum stuff that probably, surely these things didn't operate off vacuum, did they? Hey, trap doors open. But guys, we're just gonna strip out some of this stuff that won't be used anymore. No, there's cables. Okay, so maybe this, who knows? Nobody knows. We're gonna tear out what we're not gonna use for certain, like that, and then we'll sort a little bit of the wiring and get y'all up to speed, because I'll be honest, watching people sort wiring ain't the funnest thing. I bet that spring don't actually go there. Well, y'all bet. Hey, you get that bottom real good from in here. Once Slick gets that cut out, it's actually going to be the exact size of this, or we can set her in there flush and tack it in. We didn't like the General Electric panel, so we're going to put a Sanderson headers on there instead.
Lighter.
It's just cardboard duct tape to the firewall instead.
Yeah.
I pulled our sweet cassette player out, and she is not getting HVAC right now, if y'all were curious. So I'm gonna pull our controller, and I'm just curious if on the back side if those cables are removable, and if so, we're gonna remove them, or they're just not hanging down in here in the way, getting tore up. Hey Slick, have you ever even seen the inside of this car together?
Nope.
No, it's never been complete. Well, it won't be when we get done with it neither. And we're not gonna start now. No, I'm just playing. We'll get her where you like driving it. Got the delete kit figured out there.
Good enough.
May have to add a 1/2 inch. You're starting to peak. Slick's gonna cut that out of sheet metals over there on the very clear fab table. I'll zoom a pan across here and add like some horror noises, like whatever you can do to make that good, Chris. Well, found us a diagram. The problem is none of them bulkheads match what I'm looking at in there. There's 1,000 people who swear this is the one for a 67 Firebird. Looks like Slick's having a little more luck than I am. Got a rift out here.
She ain't quite got the power of the old.
No. Inside here, looking at this, I'm trying to understand how much crap we could possibly have over here. I'm assuming this is mostly for HVAC, which we no longer have, but then you get a couple lights, so I'm not totally sure. Another light right there. That one could be feeding our glove box for all I know. Maybe the radio. Maybe this is supposed to circle back around this way and feed some of that. What I do know is it don't take very much to get rid of it all. Not like let's cut it way. Like taking that right there is 1 ground, and then with that being gone, now we can unplug that right there. Obviously, if we end up needing it, we figure out exactly what it's for. We got to add it back. It ain't really a big deal. This harness right here, if we undo this one connector, boop, pull on that. Hold on. Those are the 4 wires that were through there that are chewed up anyhow. So now we just have this hanging out, and I'm gonna work my way that away. Dang, you shooting some primer? Show car. Got to slap us a battery in here and start testing. Underneath the hood, I looked real quick. All of our headlight stuff is going right here, and it's got its whole harness. And then pretty much other than that, our stuff that feeds the alternator actually comes down and comes over through this. Then you got this harness here, which obviously we got a bundle of stuff going to our windshield wiper motors. And then that leaves us pretty much this for what could feed our motor. We know our big purple one's gonna need to go to our red wire here, feed our starter solenoid. These other ones, we can assume a water gauge, a oil cinder unit somewhere. This one here probably fed our points, because that looks like one of them resistor wires that would drop the voltage. And that would leave us with about 2 wires left over that I'm not sure what it did. But we're not sure if this was actually ever an AC car. Well, would our controls tell us that? Vent cold. And then, well, vent cold, but not air conditioning. I don't know. Or is this the vent? And then this is cold? Nobody knows.
That was helpful.
That was helpful. I'm gonna slap the battery in it. Hopefully we don't start a fire, and then we can just start doing a little testing. And surely one of those wires over there, hopefully we can find a good 12-volt key that we can just hook up for our HEI. Then the rest of them really don't matter, because we're going to a manual oil gauge and water temperature gauge. Pretty simple little hot rod wiring job. She'll seal a window, door, siding, and trim. She'll damn sure seal a firewall.
I will say, if you're using silicone, don't paint after you use silicone, because it'll make your paint fish eye real bad.
The heat, that'll help that silicone set up quick. That old fast set. Get her all painted black again. Found out why she ain't cranking, buddy. Those are 2 big purple wires that would come down. I thought they were blue because they're so sun-baked. Those are purple.
Ah.
And they are tied together for a reason. So I think this harness may have fed our center console, and that might be our a switch for like the shifter or something, neutral safety.
Okay.
And I don't know, I could have lit it down in there, and what else maybe was in a shifter? I don't know. Still don't know where it went. I just know that's why we're not cranking. Again, not a big deal. Inside there, instead of plugging this in and tucking this up in the dash, to just tie together right there, and that harness, we can just loop it.
Easy peasy.
And as we figure out more, we may have to put it on. But for now, no. We put this jumper wire in our harness on the inside. That should get her cranking. Then we'll get some 12 volts, go into our HEI, or at least getting that wire sorted. Got to thinking one of our wires over there should be the one that would run down to the starter and hook up on the other side, and that helps feed your coil a good 12 volts whenever it's cranking or whatever. I actually had Slick crank this thing, so I know it cranks. And I tested my voltage drop to see on either one of the wires with it hooked up or not hooked up if it made a difference, and it really didn't. So we're just gonna try hooking this one up to our wire. Should be good. Blah, 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 blah. No one cares about the technicals of wiring. It's boring. There's a real technical. Let's start this morning off with a little lubrication. Today, we're supposed to get all kinds of good parts in. So we're gonna start with swapping one we already got, master cylinder. You gonna swap it out for us?
Here.
Pals, performing surgery here. Get the hell off there. No. That thing had some of Mother Nature's Loctite on it, I think. Did you get that rear one loose?
Yeah, it's loose. Just take the thing off.
Oh. Does she look the same, Jeb?
No. But I mean, I think it'll bolt up.
If it fits, it ships.
Yeah, I think it's one of them deals. You know how the Chevy Love, we found out they had a different starter for it off something else. I think it's kind of the same thing. Master cylinder off something else to fit these.
That's why we're replacing the functional master cylinder, because it's only a matter of time. Check the bore size of them, and they're the same, so that makes us feel better about it. Do a little bench bleed in here. Finally read the instructions that come with these little plug kits. It says you're supposed to fill that, let it sit, and gravity bleed. Once you start doing that, then you put those in, and I guess give her the pumperooey. Boy, I'm about plumb tired of waiting for it to gravity feed already, though. Been 4 seconds.
About to pump it.
Yeah, we're about to put them plugs in, see what happens. There's the spray. So because we're impatient, what we're gonna do is he pumps it down, and I use my finger pluggers to keep that from sucking a bunch of air back in. We pump her a couple times like that. We got this one spraying so it can get a plug. Yeah. Oh, here comes this one. So we expedited that gravity.
We are the gravity.
Gravity ain't good enough for us. Gravity can't hold me down. Slow and steady does it.
Golly, it's hard to pump now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Should be hard. We blocked the ports. That's what I don't get, how that works, but I mean, we got fluid through there, so it's bled pretty good.
Yeah, good enough.
Good enough. Should bleed on the car.
A little crunchy, so I'm gonna wipe all the crap off of it.
Is it rusty or just greasy?
No, it's greasy.
Oh yeah, that feels a little better. So we take the Scotch-Brite, give her a polish job. I don't know. I'm gonna be able to slide that bracket up on there. It does not appear so without taking the corner of the bracket off. That can be arranged. I know a guy or two that's willing to do it. It's so close. I'm gonna make that corner right there disappear. Bracket fits now. Old Slick in the box end wrenches. That's what he brought me for that half a minute ago. He started putting it in. I said, here, you want this? We get the master cylinder done. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
We back on her.
We back on her in the morning. Classic. Slap a little torque on them bolts, them lines, everything be good. She lined right up beautifully for me. Back up in the air here. Slick's tearing into our front We got calipers, we ain't got the hoses yet. But he's gonna slick into those. And then I'm gonna slick into this rear end and transmission. In the world. Sounds like a bunch of grease and hair. Someone smoked a raccoon with this rear end before. Or Sweet Patina makes a hand sanitizing wipe yet. Better have your catch pan ready. Better get Slick the lift kit going.
Not tall enough. You can't ride this ride.
Said I don't really know what's behind here, but it don't hurt to pull this and kind of look and see if it's something we can get to or not. I doubt it. Here she comes. I know how it still has that much fluid in it with as much as it's been leaking. A little bit of material. Sure that could look better. I'm also sure it could look worse.
I think the bell housing is getting one.
Drop our filter down. Did we get one of them? No, we did not.
Now, as far as I know, this transmission had been rebuilt
I mean, there ain't a bunch of
30 years ago.
nasty stuff coming out of here. I'll just show you what we found in the pan, or what I see in the pan. So in here, Theo's gonna show y'all how it's nice and dark in some areas. A little bit clutch material, I'm sure. And here or there, you may find a larger sparkle or two. I say we clean it all up and run it.
The caliper's on, I got the shocks tight. Still waiting on brake hoses for the front. Then, after that, I get the hoses. The front will pretty much be ready to bleed. Then we just gotta do the back. So I'm gonna move to the back right now and just start kind of cleaning stuff up and tearing the drums apart on one side. I like to leave one together and then tear the opposite side apart, just so when I go back together, I have one to go off of, and then just switch. So once that one's done, then you can go to this side, so on and so forth. We're getting there.
Good thing is we got a load of parts. Bad thing is that's just a lot of pieces of parts, but usually not most of all the parts we need to finish a complete system of anything. Well, I don't know. I think we got pinion in this, so we can maybe get it back together. Dang, that sucker don't even need bolts. It just holds itself. There you go. Finally. There is not an awful lot of fluid in there, and that stuff is not happy. Just dirty, old, used, black as night. Smell real good. Smells like she wants to do some more donuts. She'll go. Spun her around. Right there we got 42-13. If you divide 42 by 13, you get 323s. So she's gonna like the highway about 63 miles per hour.
That's about it.
Sunday cruiser. Just depends on how many RPMs you want to give her. Dang, that gasket is on there good. This old gasket's whooping Morsky's Super Scraper even. Dang! Got the blue bush and bandits in there, huh?
Yeah.
She can be pro touring.
Pro turn.
We're gonna barrel roll this thing through some corners. That new gasket's half the gasket this gasket was. We'll be in good shape. This is a brand new wire wheel that just absolutely rips. And I'm really having to work areas to get that gasket off there with it. Ran our wire wheel on the front some, and I'm gonna put us a dot right there. And then right there. With this up like this, we got one thread showing here. So that way I know when we go to put this back together, we need to get down to one thread starting to show and line up them dots. Gonna give her some fresh oil. 1.25 inch, real small nut. Yep, that ain't coming off. Perfect. This is a new one. Well, I didn't really think that was gonna work, but it would've been pretty cool if it did. I found another puller setup I forgot I had. That was not coming off without that, I can promise you. Out with Leaky Joe. Yeah, it'll work or it won't. Guys, that was obviously not the right pinion seal. Totally different style, which does us no good. What does us good is she sent 2 over. Apparently it showed 2 different options. Apparently someone's done one of these before, because look what I just found. Yeah, that's a Seal Smacker Deluxe right there. I built that. I don't remember building that. Damn, does that work good. Yep, this ain't going how we want. Well, our marks are lined up, and we got more thread showing. She's still loosey-goosey. Where else could that thing be if there was a... Oh, sure enough, looky there. Looky there. That's the problem. Oh yeah, we didn't get it that tight a second ago. That's where she's at now.
She's happy.
Dots are lined up. One thread showing. Feels good. We're down to our last 2 cans, Slick. This one's pretty empty too, huh?
Yeah.
Better user wise. User wise.
You were playing about that gasket. That gasket's wicked.
Yeah. Good luck. Take the flap attack to it. This would get it if you can do it straight on like this.
Okay, I'll have to figure it out.
It'll, we just need that to seal again. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Grab the old new seal.
And she looks all right. Nothing crazy looking, scary looking in there. No sparkles in our fluid or nothing. So
That's all that matters.
as long as we didn't just mess it up with that pinion seal job, she's gonna be good for many years to come.
We'll find out if she's a whiner or not.
With everything in place, proper torque is key. Oh, I shouldn't have had that chalupa meal. That's a good one. So you're gonna need a couple more thing of the Hershey squirts to be happy though.
Well, since it was out, I got the drive shaft repainted. Nice gray. So, figured since it was out, it was easy. I was just sand it down real quick and spray it. Maybe 5 horsepower, maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, it's rebuilt about like the rest of the stuff we've done.
Guess it's full.
Don't worry, I'm catching it. One good Hershey squirt and you just overfill it that much. That's a good friend right there who understands the business. As you see me making a mess, don't get the drain pan, get the camera.
Hey, we're trying, you know.
Show the reality of it here.
Yep.
Reality is I make a mess on everything I do.
Content's content.
Back up here at our transmission, I'm looking at the shaft, and that over there is just metal to metal. There's definitely no seal in here, so there definitely ain't nothing we can replace on the back side. So if there is a seal, it would have to go out here on the outside, or maybe what that bushing is in there, I don't know. Either way, there ain't nothing to replace on the inside, so let's button her back together. Tighten this stuff down. Sounds like things were heating up back there. Would you explode back here? I just heard. She popped, something exploded. She heated up in there. And popped out the fitting.
Yep.
Wonder if that line ain't collapsed for it to actually be able to build up pressure.
That much, yeah.
She definitely needs replaced now. Slick Fitty pro tip. She won't come off, blow her off. Got her cotter pin in her shifter. Slick said let's ditch the parking brake because that cable's entirely too long. Unhooked it, just tuck it up in there. This can easily be hooked back up with the proper cable, so no big deal. And as he messes with that line, I was thinking our fuel hoses here, they're kind of hanging and dangling. May try to do something with them. Factory style metal clamp was broke, but that's all right. A couple rubber isolated ones will fix her up. Clamped her up here. This corner was wanting to tap around, so I added a little extra. This corner was hanging down, like someone had grabbed these and pulled on them before. And we had to reattach a factory clamp there. She's good. How you like that brake line?
It was something.
A little better?
That one's good, yeah. It's just that getting the other one off. It's always the worst part of a car is getting the old brake lines loose from the old stuff. It's either gonna go really good or just like the pinion really bad.
Or it just may be like the gasket on this. It just don't come off.
That's true.
We're scooting along, getting quite a bit done this morning. I think we can tear into the rear. We got our brake shoes. So we'll look at them shoes, make sure they look like they're the right ones. And then if so, we can swap out wheel cylinders and shoes on the rear. Looks close enough to me. Weld them on. Now these rears, these are the kind you want to do one at a time. Because when these levers and doohicks and hick doohies pop out and you don't know where they go, they're no fun. And I've done this style before, but I don't remember it. Not well enough to just pull it all out and go, hey, I'll get it back in there, don't worry.
One of these years.
We got it.
It's a weird setup, dude. Got a weird crossbar thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what I just did that had the same setup in it. There's another little thing that... Does it have the cable piece too? Nope. Okay.
Safety first.
Safety first, kids. Just about had her apart, looking good together. And then everything's just kind of falling apart as we speak. Sounds like a normal week to week around here. I'm gonna start with the easy part. Get this swapped out real quick. Snap that bolt, that's good.
Well, I found a bolt that's the same thread as the one we broke. So now I'm gonna cut it short. I left the nut on there, so when you cut it, you can run the nut back off and it'll straighten the threads back out, essentially. It happens, it's worked before, so we'll try it again. So I'll cut it down.
Let me see if I can snap this new bolt. Trying to swap everything over here. That washer's a little crusty. Clean it up. Clean her up, clean her up. It's like a little spit shine on it. All right, swip swap. What we can swap. Trying to go back together with her. Guaranteed I'm gonna do this wrong a couple times until I remember, because I've already forgot that this has to go somewhere.
On the back side? Something like that? Oh.
Just go up in there somewhere. Ow, dang it. Well, flipped our e-brake lever thing back up in there. Finally got that one started. That I know clicks in there. This thingy, we want to go about like so, spring facing forward. See, kind of comes across and should go right there. We'll slap that side on and just kind of figure it out. Putting drum brakes together is about as fun as watching paint dry, especially when you're a bad painter. I'm a bad drum breaker. So this is a new one. I was trying to get this together and put our little pushers in there, and it seems that this thing is stuck. I've shoved on it as hard as I can. She won't budge. Maybe she was just extended out a little too far. because she's smooth now. Yeah, we got her together. Put this side on, that side on like I showed you. Then what worked good was getting that crossbar started or plungers in, kind of just pulling it together by hand. Then you just start putting your springs on, which wasn't too bad. Got this spring on, then this spring on, then slide your, get your spring started down there, then put your adjuster on, and then you can pull that spring over. Before these go back on, I'm making a requirement. We gotta get some paint on them, get them looking better.
It looks a lot better.
A lot better. I got a wire wheel that says we can smoke that thing clean. Texture's black's black. Touring to our other side, looky there. That stuff's just wadded in there. Big old chunks. I guarantee you that rear line was collapsed and we weren't getting fluid to these. If we were, there ain't no way that's good.
Got the drums all painted and put back on. I even painted the centers.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm a biker now, brother.
Go to bike night.
Brother, need a band to play for free. Saddle up, brothers. One thing I forgot to mention on your shoes, you're always gonna, not always, but sometimes you got one with a smaller footprint. If so, she goes to the front. So we got more pad right there than we do here. The reason I point that out is because these are a pain in the butt. You do them all and then you look and you go, guess we get to do them again.
This side definitely had a different hardware kit. Everything, all the springs are different sizes.
They're a little bigger and beefier on this side. We got 3/4 ton braking power over here.
Strong hand. Oh. Miss yourself? You all right?
No, smack myself right across the cheek. What you don't want to do. Yeah, these are a little tricky because we're going spring to spring, where you can't really use the proper pliers. But if you don't grab it like that, where it'll slip, grab it from the side, you'll be all right. These, we could use the proper pliers, but we're here. Did I smack myself that good?
Yeah, you're bleeding a little bit.
I'm gonna bleed for this.
Gonna look good in the parent teacher conferences.
Yeah, that I'm about to go to. What's this dude doing? I was just stuck for some reason. This adjuster, she's a little dirty. That other one would thread in. This one not so much, so let's go clean her up.
The wire wheel special.
All right, that's why I said you want to put that spring, because that lever hangs down right there. So if you put your adjuster in there and then try to do that, probably not going to happen. That's how easy it is to take right off. All right, that spring's definitely different than the other side. The other side was smaller, had more tension, but I think these are going to have to be adjusted out some. Man, it's got some tension, so should be good.
Perfect. Well, we go back from lunch and the brake hoses showed up, but it's got a weird crimp in the middle. I've never seen that. Have you?
Nope.
I mean, I kind of see what you were saying about maybe being a bracket there, but there's no bracket. It's for the front.
Or it rubs on something.
Yeah, because this just goes here.
Where's that piece at?
Right there.
The tire, maybe? No, it'd have to be out for it to be the tire's gonna be with it. Out here. Maybe it is. It's gotta be for protection. I don't, because the see how the letters are?
Yeah.
It's like they just put that on there and crimped it on there.
No. But we'll get these things on here.
Unless these are made on one side of China and these are made on the other side.
So I got these new hoses in. Went to put them on. I can't put the clips on. This is too thick, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off, and then it should be single layer, which is perfectly fine to hold that brake line. Kind of see there. It's not, doesn't stick out far enough for the clips to slide under it, so modify everything. Now, should be able to slide the clip under. Yep. So we got it all fixed. I got it cut and I ground around the edges so it's not sharp. You can see the little clip fits perfectly. Got her all bolted ready to go. She should be good for bleeding. We'll find out if it leaks or not when we bleed it. Hopefully not.
Hey,
So
we went to that school meeting and I told But teachers and stuff, Ashley beat me before I got out of the car.
She burns me with cigarettes.
As you can see right here, we ordered a very specific transmission cooler. If it's good enough for a Camaro, it's good enough for a fire turd. It's like they knew it was meant to be, Bill.
They're cousins.
Kissing cousins.
Uh-oh, please don't.
It protects against the burnout and boil over. If you're boiling your transmission, you're in bad shape. Got some good trans cooler line, instructions that we don't really need. Oh yeah, here's the money shot. I promise this will work better than two lines being looped together.
It's like the
We're talking about how much Bill don't like that motor. Tell him what you called that motor.
turd.
Piece of crap with what?
Intake manifold.
And then he's leaning on it super heavy, and Slick's all nervous because earlier the rear bounced a little bit. He don't want to do a front flip. Slap our fittings on. We're gonna mount this baby the quick and easy way with them push throughs.
I'm only gonna qualify for this. They go.
You never done these?
No.
I have. Go look at the front of the Torola.
Oh.
It's got a bigger cooler than this. Pretty sure you peel these, you stick them where you want them,
And then run this.
and then you run that through.
Then you let the fan trim the slack.
Yep. Probably should have ran this through where we hit the hole first.
He's done this before. He's a professional.
Just been a couple decades. Running these through fins is just ridiculous anyhow. Makes sense, don't it? Something like this to dampen between them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ta-da. Then we shove it through the radiator where we want it after we get the other ones. And then that clicks on the backside. Click, click, click. Oh,
Oops.
nails on the chalkboard sound. This is gonna pair so good with our Flex Light radiator fan. Just two peas in a pod here. Dang, that's a good fin right there. Must have been collapsed on the backside and I just opened it up. Y'all's gotta light up to race. Bill's gonna be like, hold on, pull over, start unpacking his damn
gear.
Land Cruiser attachments off the back.
They can stand off of it.
Y'all missed the part where we were talking about them racing because Bill don't like these motors. Slick told him he'd whoop his truck. Bill's packed so much stuff on there, we were giving him a hard time. I told Billy he's gonna need a 12 valve with some torque just to haul his truck around.
Some diesel fuel.
Got him pressed down. I re-stabbed it, had to shift it this way because of our cooler lines. At first these were over here and we weren't gonna be able to clear. They don't look too bad on there actually.
He got it dead center first try.
It was so good and level.
Yeah, it was perfect.
You would have thought I've put a lot of these on.
Oh, what these lines?
Snap.
Hey, what was the lines too close to this?
Yeah.
To get it on.
Bill wasn't here, he just got here.
Yeah, Bill just got here. He just joined us.
I was over there balancing the car.
The line's done on the transmission.
Oh yeah.
Lines, I don't know, I think we filmed it a little while ago, but he bent unraveled all these and bent them the correct way to where they would actually fit right without running next to the header. So Jacob did me a solid on that one.
Now we look like one of them damned old Datsuns.
Oh,
You see those?
Honda
Where they
Hot
run the
Boys?
cooler lines on
Yeah.
purpose. We should have just mounted her up on
Mounted
this
her up.
inlet.
Honda Hot Boy.
All right. I'm gonna do a little more tuning and trimming on this where we don't have that. Especially as low as we sit. One raccoon, you're gonna lose a transmission.
Working on the fuel pump. This is probably the easiest location to get to it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so
Easy access.
can't go wrong.
That's one thing that Ford could have ever took notes on was damn fuel pump.
Well, location. Location.
That's kind of where Ford put a lot of theirs. They just put a lot of other crap
In the way. Yeah. Bill, you see that real horsepower in there?
What?
Mucho better, buddy.
Oh yeah.
That's the way to do it right there.
The little bit you can see, we'll get some more of that black rattle keying out. Yeah, that looks all right.
These things actually had a thing on them. I might try to get one.
So we can plow driveways or what?
Yep.
Free driveway grading. Just call Slick Fitties Driveway Grading Services.
So fuel pumps are almost out of here.
Get on down there.
I wonder if it's a push rod style.
Yeah, sometimes they got a real long arm that reaches the cam.
It was pretty new, like you were saying.
Yeah, I don't think it was old. Dang.
Holy crap, that is a... That's an arm and a half on that thing.
Oh
I
yeah.
hit it at 90 degree in there.
Oh, let's look at the watercraft on the backside. Little booger. This spring's got a lot more tension on it than that one.
Yeah, are they?
This was fairly new. We're just assuming kind of like those wheel cylinders. Just because a part looks new, don't mean the diaphragm in here is going to last a long time before it goes.
Also doesn't mean this one's put together right, so.
This one was a Carter made in USA right there. You like Carter? We always like to ask Bill what he likes and what he don't like.
They, that Edelbrock carburetor you run's a Carter carburetor.
Yeah.
Edelbrock bought them out.
What do you think about the Quadrajunks? Good?
Hmm?
What do you think about the Hollies?
They're good.
Thermoquads?
The thermal junk.
Thermoquad?
Oh, that Chrysler one.
Yeah, your
It was a good carburetor, but that plastic body warped real bad. When the motor warmed up, and it would leak. Top would leak, so it was a turd. I liked the design of it, though. I thought it was cool. If you could just get aluminum body for the middle of it instead of their plastic one. Their idea was the plastic wouldn't get hot when it transferred heat to the fuel.
It gets hot and then warms.
Yeah, when it got hot around
They
it.
didn't realize when plastic gets hot, it just melts.
Yeah, it warped the shit.
We sneak up in there. I don't know if y'all can see. We can see a little bit of a timing chain. Looks pretty clean. And then you can see the eccentric that the fuel pump's actually going to ride on up there. Have you a little sneaky poo? Probably just recorded dirt all over the side of the motor. Probably didn't see a damn thing. I'm like, y'all see that right there? It's a bug crawling on the side of the motor. That's a humpback caterpillar. Rare in Pot County. If you see one around Theo, he'll get it.
He will get it, that's for sure.
Get her started.
No. I think the motor's at the wrong.
Need to pull the motor and put it at the right angle.
I think the motor needs to turn.
Oh,
It's got a load on it. This engine's got one put-in power. That eccentric is lopped over right now. So
I think we
we
made it worse.
can't really get the fuel pump in there.
It's got a breaker bar.
We don't want to do it easy, Bill.
He's going for the workout.
Need more?
Yep.
We may have to get that breaker bar.
I told you not to have the salad for lunch.
Now the Flex Light fan's getting our extension because those
Yeah.
long humdinger blades are. I hate those fans.
Well, let's just flex it out of the way.
Yeah, let's flex it right off there with a plasma cutter. Did you get her? Yeah. Still need it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's not feel good.
Uh-oh. Feels bad.
Feels real bad.
That one's tight. That one not so much. Well, crisis averted. I had pulled that bolt out of there. She brought a little bit of the block with her, it appeared. Oh, well look, that almost goes through right there. We'll drill it for a damn through bolt if we have to.
Okay.
That bolt I had was just a few threads longer and I took the lock washer off, so she'll back off eventually, but for now, she's holding some threads and that's what counts. There we go. Find the sweet spot for the fuel line. Yeah.
Almost got the fuel system done. Well, besides the back half of it. Jacob got all the hoses routed.
I need that. Jacob needs that.
I'm gonna need a hose clamp for this one, and we'll be golden.
What do you think, Bill? How's she feel?
Like a hot rod.
Oh yeah. You ain't got nothing but a T-shifter and a 3-spoke steering wheel.
Looks like Taylor needs to take a visit in here.
You ever rid around in one of these? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Did you have a buddy with one?
I had a buddy had a Judge.
Ooh.
I think that car was cool. But he had an AMC wagon that had a 401 AMC. It beat the Judge.
Oh yeah.
Real old AMC station wagon, like a 64, white, chrome thing with a luggage rack.
Well, she'd bring the business, huh?
Yeah.
with a suitcase on top.
Nope. No, but like 4 guys riding in it and shit. We used to take it out all the time. It was like the ultimate sleeper.
See you later. All right, Bill. You can pump her up. I'm gonna turn our steering wheel.
Something's leaking.
I was gonna say, I feel like I hear something. Got our first leak. Uh-oh. You can let go, Bill. Banjo line's leaking. Not sure who installed these. I turned on her a little bit and she helped some. Had Bill pump her again. She looks like she's still, I don't know, we may just got it. Pump on it a few more times, Bill. We're trying to see if we're still leaking. Well, it ain't plumb pissing. Let's help seat these little copper washers. Tap, 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 tap. A little more turn. And yeah, that may have got her. You got her held, Bill?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Start to get a little fluid there. A lot of air. Go ahead. Are we dropping fluid, Slick?
I'm fixing it right now.
Go ahead, Bill. All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead. Our back is just completely dry. Neither side is getting anything. Go ahead. I don't think by now we'd be getting something. Still nothing. All right, you can let off. Hooked up the vacuum sucker deluxe and turned it on for just a couple seconds, and look, y'all see that coming through there? Keep an eye on that, Slick, because it'll suck it down quick. Probably won't hurt to flush some of this. The front's completely clean, but I can tell this stuff's dirty. You good? Hopped over this side, she's sucking good. Slick's keep an eye on it. We can just let this flush this out real easy. That way we don't make a mess. These seats smell like cat piss. Like, quite literally. Not even like being funny. And someone feels right at home on them. Did it quit dropping? Yeah, we ain't getting none now. Oh yeah, that's some nasty fluid, but we got something. Go ahead. There we go. Start getting a little pressure behind that. I think this line to the back had some trash caught up in it somewhere, because she went from not flowing nothing to a couple times I seen it just start flowing through that hose real good. Go ahead, Bill. And I think it was fighting some trash along the way. What kind of camera work is this, huh? Well, I set the camera up where they could see the back of my hand and some dark shadows. Quality stuff. I want to make sure they see the back of these gloves look like a fresh plucked chicken skin. Go ahead, Bill. All right, we're finally getting some good clear stuff too. By clear, I mean slightly murky, but compared to the Folgers dark roast we started with, pond water's a warm welcome. How's that brake pedal feeling in there, Bill? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Knock, knock. Dang. We're just gonna run them down the side of the rocker.
Like in Japanese cars, they're running like way high from the back.
Y'all don't offer those in chrome? Only come in rust? All right, that's perfect timing because we're about ready to put our exhaust on this. Now, if you want this back to factory, don't watch because you're about to cry, because we're gonna cut that factory line to push a piece of rubber hose right on it.
The only thing that's going to change that area, it may get a blower one day.
Oh yeah, then this will damn sure get out the way.
Yeah, it's not going back factory.
They make adapter plate for these in a blower?
Oh yeah.
Of course they do.
Yeah, they do.
Think how rowdy it would look with a blower on it, a 671.
God, that would look so good on this thing. If anyone has a 671 for a Pontiac 400 laying around,
We need the intake.
we need the setup.
I have the blower.
We need a functional blower.
Oh yeah, I need to get mine.
Oh yeah, slight detail.
I can get mine sent off though to Dyer.
We can hollow yours out and just hide a regular old carburetor in it and trick everybody.
We gotta have a line, dog.
We'll put the AC clutch on it like in Mad Max.
Yeah. Turn it on and off.
Yeah.
This would be a blast with a blower on it.
I think anything's a blast with a blower on.
You're not wrong.
My poor cutter's on its last
Yeah,
leg.
she ain't doing much cutting, buddy. I'm sorry.
She's cut a lot in her day.
She has.
Just like me on the old dance floor. Used to cut up. Now I'm just old and rickety. Don't get down.
Now you just cut down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last time you tried to dance, you broke an ankle. But
Slip the disc.
There we go. There we go.
You know,
She
this
still
thing,
got it.
it's so-
She still got it.
It's so dull, it's nice and rounded off here right now.
That is. Nice little flare on it.
Yeah.
She's dual purpose. That little bit of rust, that's going to help bite into that rubber and seal good. You got the 8-inch gap between that and the engine. No chance of vapor lock there. Clean shop's a happy shop. Oh, a clean shop's a safe shop, and a safe shop's a happy shop. And a shop's a shop, and a mop's a mop, and a flop's a flop, and this paint it flops. People are like, shut the hell up, just build some exhaust. Shut up, Dr. Seuss. All right, we got our collectors half bolted on. Earlier when I don't remember what I was doing, but Slick took one of our 90s, 45s, 95s, and he just kind of cut her where it needs to be-ish to get us going that way.
this is the opposite end though, so I was gonna try to use
Dang, old slip fit. You're gonna use this where?
light side.
So it's gonna have the Model A effect.
No, you gotta do it at the right angle. I was gonna try to miss that oil filter a little bit, but
That's gonna put us into this. We're not,
I'll have to mess with it. So.
yeah, we're not exhaust experts. That's exhaust experts. You like it?
Yep.
Rack 'em and tack 'em. Oh yeah, Slick, that looks good. Done.
Yep. Turn her on.
We just made the long tubes.
Again.
Extended collector shorties. She's low carbon, guaranteed to rust. Clean her up.
Tag me up, baby.
I'll tack it at the top so we can then pick it up and set our angle.
Okay.
Because right now we're angling down to start. So there'll be a gap to weld, or we can
Grind a little bit top.
shave a little off. Take her to that belt sander and push it straight in at the angle. Oh yeah, that's better. Then we ain't running downhill. Now y'all better be ready because we're bringing her towards the center for a damn H-pipe. Matt Chevelle used to sound so good,
Yeah.
and it had that H-pipe.
Yeah, that's a tough old car.
Couple of the pre-slip 45s, them stickers, don't worry about them. They'll burn off.
Yeah, we burned them off.
This side's easy because that collector already has a little bit of flow to her. This side's kind of giving the old school ram horn effect of coming straight down. So we're trying to figure out how far up we can get that one, where to slice it and dice it. Right on the hump. Just slice it on the bulge. Eyeball her here. That looks better than our other piece.
Yep.
Or we had checked our leftover piece, I meant. Not better than that side, I'm just saying that looks pretty good. She'll weld.
Sure will, baby.
$21 1/4. That may be too tight. Let's go this way at 1/4 inch. 21. 21 inches. Go to hold her into place here. Let Slick eyeball it where it's running straight how he's happy. Then you see that gap we got. Give her the eagle eye, Bill. Look good right there?
Yeah.
Well, that gap don't look good, so we're gonna shave a little off this side and it'll fit it up better. With that piece tacked up, don't let her fool you. She may look like she's slouching a little bit. That's because it needs to rotate, okay? Looking pretty good. We need a couple more 45s and some mufflers. Got them ordered. We'll be back on her in the morning. Good morning. Y'all didn't think we were gonna finish exhaust and actually get a task accomplished, did you? Oh no. Our mufflers won't be in till noon. Slick Fitty won't be in till noon. That's okay. We got a little mechanicing we can do anyways to button up some loose ends here. Heater hose bypass, check. We got plenty of slack on our line for our oil gauge. Whew. That sucker was guaranteed to not leak. That was torqued. Quick little swapperooey. Hopefully that seals up into that bushing. It should. Now here on the inside, there's a couple of holes down here that I'm sure is for the ashtray frame or something, but they line up perfect with our gauge holder, so we're just gonna do that for now, where we're not drilling extra holes since we don't know where everything actually goes. This will make it where we can see our gauges, but also we can move them and not have to leave a bunch of holes to weld up later. Something about mounting these right in front of the T-shifter just feels right. All right, finished tightening them down. Our wires, I just kind of put them up in some of the factory clips. Pulled our ignition switch through. I just dug through all of our totes, and guess what? I cannot find the retaining ring for that, whatever I actually thread on there. So yeah, I zip tied it. Obviously our wiring is gonna need a lot more attention than what we're giving it right now. However, we're more worried about getting this to the mechanical point of operation, where we can sit here, hit that key, fire it up, put the sucker in drive and go. So hopefully we can do that now and at least monitor our vitals. With all that being said, I think we need to go up. We got to drain the oil and get a new fuel tank up in this rig. Only grommets I had would have been way too big of a hole in the center. What I like to do is take this cork tape for AC stuff and just wrap it around those, kind of shove them actually up in the hole. This stuff is sticky and it just kind of seals off, and some people hate it. I sure do like it. All right, here we go. Let's get that oil out of there. Yeah, she wanted to be changed. Actually, it smells pretty good. Sure does hold a lot. Probably 12 quarts worth. So our oil drained. I looked into our fuel little setup, sender, tank, blah, blah, blah. And it requires some modification, which I don't understand. We actually have two different senders that showed up. Neither one of them has a thing for return. Fuel pump has a return. The car itself has a return. Nothing on the tank or sender has a return. So I looked her over pretty good. Want to make sure I ain't missing it somehow. Of course, it shouldn't be down low anywhere. So we're gonna try to add a return to our sender. The return line is all super big 1/4 inch stuff. Bend her around, try to figure her out here. Kind of make it follow this one. It don't have to be perfect. She did not have a return, but she does now. Burn in good, weld her on the bottom side. We may smear a little hucky puck on the top side, just try to keep that from rusting right there. But check that out, guys. Got her running over here. Not sure what to do at the end. We'll match it or we'll change it. Who knows? clean up on these and looby dooby them. Try to get our hardware starting a little easier. And that wasn't much help. There you go, that's better. Slip out of your hands, them Canadians coat those things in oil.
They are pretty, it is pretty slick.
She's slick. Got our filler hose on there. We're getting there. Yeehaw, cowgirl. That's a lot easier with 2 people.
Yeah, that would suck with 1 person for sure.
We would have got her did though. I say that, it flashes over and this is ratchet strapped in the trunk.
As you give up, it's like, never mind.
Let's give her a little zippity doo dah day. Brand new car with that hanging off the ass end. She's good. Get our hoses on. And let's look at grounding our sending unit. That hole is entirely too big for that screw. So we'll give her the eyelet reduction kit. Oh, dang it. I was like, don't overdo it. Then I overdid it. Spun it, ripped it right off there. What do you mean the gauge says it ain't got no gas in it? Second time's a charm. This all looks really good. Really happy with how it all turned out. And it looks like it's a good thing I decided to go under the supply and not over, or that may have been doing a little binding on us. So, she needs exhaust. They only sent us 1 muffler. We need 2. So we're gonna go to my buddy's shop who does exhaust, try to buy some mufflers off him. We also need some fuel for it. Yep. We got some lug nuts. They're supposed to be for a 5/8 shank, but they decided to make them, what was it, 66, some thousandths more than what we needed. I don't remember. They're not gonna work, so we gotta go by the lug nut, or by the tire shop. And we're gonna go pressure wash some seats for the thing since they smell like cat pee. Theo tried to soak up
with a brush.
We better bring some sweet patina. And other than that, we need to put some oil and trans fluid in it. Yep. So, road trip.
You think Theo will like these seats as much now with the cat pee washed off of them?
Probably not. Still smell like cat pee. I think me and Slick are gonna start an interior shop.
We're gonna do a budget seat restoration and just power washing them.
Go pick a set out of the junkyard. Hell, this one looks good.
You're brand new. My passenger princess.
Ka-chow. 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 Did our running. Ended up with some knockoff Flowmasters, baby. Watch out. Got the damn Flowtex or Flow Sounds. That's the inlet.
Found it.
He said this is the imitation Super 40. I said, let's take her back to high school and do it. Hey, nothing around here is a damn race car unless they add a Flowmaster sticker. And these might be the Dollar General version, and you don't even get the sticker, but in spirit, she's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna carry on with our exhaust. We better go 23 and 5/16 and fine tune from there. They put that paint on thick.
We got this thing where we're kind of happy with it. We're planning on just maybe doing a H-pipe, not real sure yet. I'm thinking we can squeeze it down here in somewhere. As you can tell, we got a little bit of a gap right there to go straight. So I need to grind some of this off over here. So we could take it over there to the sander and get that side trimmed down so that closes that gap up. Because this pipe's not exactly straight, that's what's doing it. So let's go get her ground down.
Put in and Slick's custom tapping, knocking exhaust. Dang, slip fit, dog.
Oh, it is slip fit, huh?
She's going and a-flowing and having a real good time. Damn, mufflers match the drive shaft. That's what I'm talking about. Good thing we got extra 45. You mean turn down? Yeah. Damn, we should have got some 90s. We almost could have side exited. We could actually zigzag again and be able to get it out back, heat up our gas tank. That'd be cool. The old exhaust hanger is on a hanger. So we're gonna cut off the old hanger and put on our own hanger. Just don't cut that brake line on the backside. With this side good, we did our best to imitate this side. Had to bend up a little bracket like what we had up there, where it's removable, and we just kind of eyeballed them. Now everything ain't perfect, okay, but not too shabby.
My biggest concern was it not dragging on the ground, and that's what's gonna keep it from dragging on the ground. So
yeah, she's tucked up as high as we can get her. We're not adding turn downs right now because we'd have to make them out of the pre-bends, and it's just gonna look Farmer Joe to have a bunch of wrinkles, whatever.
Might as well put a tractor flap on it.
All right. That can be arranged. We get 290s, we'd come up about the rear, right behind the rear quarter glass.
Derby car.
Oh yeah, baby. A little surprise for y'all. We actually want to add an H pipe. We say we're taking her back to high school. This one's for Matt Jackson in his Chevelle.
To be there. Yeah, like right around there.
And it's also at an angle though.
Yeah.
So on the back side, we'll actually come over further this way.
Yeah.
With it. So we need to pay attention to that. We'll figure it out or we won't.
Probably not.
So I've been starting to work on this. Slick's over here just welding out whatever he can get to.
Yep.
Initial fit up ain't terrible.
Just weld it, don't tack the holes.
Alright, I'm happy with how that one fits. This one over here, not so good. That needs to slide forward, so we need to take some more off the front of this one so it can pivot forward, closing up the gap on the back side. That's what's going on there.
Is it away from the welds?
So here's a little pro tip for building your H-pipe. Between here and there, don't add any flanges. So if you ever have to drop your exhaust, you gotta undo both the collectors and both the hangers and just drop her down one piece. Pretty happy with how that's fitting. Traced them out. Find a little hole saw. We lost our pilot bit. She's loosey-goosey. That's what was happening. Oh boy. Better start getting carried away at the top. Shoot, that may work good. Should probably go for one size smaller where we don't go outside our lines and then fine tune it with the Dremel.
Have you ever heard that old saying? How you make the top look like the bottom?
How?
Mess the top up too.
So I go to hold this up and that's actually just about perfect. Sure, there's a little gap there, but where it goes all the way up there is about there. We just need to round that off a little bit where I had to get her with the blade. When you're good, you're good. Took her carbide and wallered her out till she fits good. We're gonna have to get her in the sweet spot about right there and weld that sucker up. Fit up pretty good. I mean, this sucker is pretty good for our first one, and not get too technical on it. She's about to be a ripper, folks.
You got any pro tips for welding?
Chug coffee where your hand gets nice and shaky. that gap, you got to be able to weave it back and forth. That's what that's for.
Chug, 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 chug. Save the last of it.
Get you some girl coffee and give her hell.
Welding montage.
We were very smart. We would have sat this on a stand like this so I didn't have to crawl around on the concrete. We got her.
Go if you can.
All right, the exhaust is wrapped up. Does not look too stinking shabby. Like I said, we get some actual turn downs. That's a real tight radius. Whoop, right there. That look good. Drop her down and check for clearance. Dang, I can't even see it.
I know, it's left in there.
The Great Houdini done made that sucker disappear. The Great Houdini and his beautiful assistant. Next up, we're giving her some fluids. We need oil, trans fluid, coolant, gasoline, and oh yeah, zinc for race engines. That's what we have. You don't believe me? Ask the Flex Light. As expensive as that crap is, we're gonna get our money's worth out of it. I don't care if I gotta sit here till the morning. Don't forget to put oil back in there. Motors tend to run better with it. We know that transmission's thirsty. Oh, so is the intake manifold apparently. Get some of that buck 10 octane in her damn old racing fuel. See if we can't blow that H-pipe clean off. You know, it's crazy to think about. There ain't no telling how many decades it's been since this thing's had a tank of gas put in it from behind.
Well, it won't let us win.
Anyone recognize our old friend here? We got excited. We're about to fire it up for y'all first fire up, and we realized you didn't have no brakes. So we tried to bleed, and pedal starts to come back. Then you let it sit for a minute, pedal decides to go away. The only thing we figure is that new master cylinder is a piece of crap. So we're gonna try to use the old one that inside is puking out a bunch of nasty fluid. Also looks like a piece of crap. But if this piece of crap works, that's better than the other piece of crap.
It worked before. It worked great before on the front. They'd lock them up. We get them switched out.
We tried. We bench bled it and then got over here bleeding. It was on our last one, and all of a sudden the master cylinder started sticking. Tapped it with a hammer a couple times, it unsticked, and about 2 pumps after that we lost everything.
She done.
Yeah, seals in there, gave out. Which is why we wanted to replace it in the first place, where that didn't happen going down the road. So the parts house does have one in stock, and that one we got was not from the parts house. Slick had found it online a while back. So we may try it. Before we mad dash for that, we just want to see if we can even get it started, make sure we're gonna have a little luck there. She has not been started in a while. Let's see what happens here. We added, Let's see what happens. I added a filter where we should be able to see fuel. All right, cranker. Come on, baby. Oh, we're getting some fuel. We just started getting some spurts. Uh-oh. What is? Huh? I don't know what just gurgled or gargled. Maybe the radiator. Well, we got it in there. I'm just not seeing any in the carburetor yet. But it'd been cranking a bit. How come we're not getting fuel through our carburetor now? Just anything to keep some good guys down, huh? Go ahead. She sounds good. Hey, whoever tuned it last time did a good job.
It was perfect.
We may be losing our accelerator pump out of there. Dude, that sounds good. Go kill it. We're playing with fire right there. How close can you get your power cable to a flex fan? Pretty dang close. Man, once we gave her a little bump to get her started, she busted right off. Sounding good.
I like this.
Dude, that sounded good. And it's a little echoey and loud in here. We get her out in the open, I think she'll sound even better. Let's go get that master cylinder. No, S10 don't want none.
That thing's pretty clean.
Yeah, that thing was nice. Looked like a good giveaway trip to me. We're in a hurry, so we brought the Pro Touring rig. One minor detail I forgot to look at before we come over here. This is for a drum car. We got disc.
We'll figure it out, or we won't.
She's fighting us. She's fighting us. She's fighting us. When you get rear brakes out of it, rear brakes seem to be stopping good.
Pedal don't feel good at all.
The front ones I can spin by hand, guaranteed. The thing is, guys, there was some clapped out turd. We'd maybe run the risk of not being able to stop. We're not gonna do it in this. Plus, it's like dark out now anyhow, so even if we get it driving, you ain't gonna be able to see it. It's gonna look pixelated. It's gonna look like it's from 1991. She won't look no good. We're hoping to have this wrapped up this late Friday night. We both have a lot going on this weekend, but we ain't giving up yet. Here's the reality of getting these beauty shots for y'all. She's overheating. We didn't make it very far. One wheel might be wobbling. Just act like y'all didn't see that. At least over here, we're out of the main road. Well, here we go. Here's our behind the scenes. It ain't a behind the scenes reality. Now it's just reality, guys, because we can't get her to run cool. No one's really sure why, as they have a flex light fan, no shroud, Pontiac 400, and it's 100 degrees outside. No one's really sure why it's overheating. But so we got it back and we tried a couple things. I've decided to pull a radiator cap, which was kind of scary to see how our level was. And we got it pulled off there or whatever, and I was kind of hopeful because it seemed like there was some air in it, and that's what I was thinking, because we did run this thing before and we didn't have overheating issues. Of Of course, it wasn't 100 degrees. It was like December, and there was no hood on it, so there wasn't nothing to trap the heat. There also wasn't no front bumper and trans coolers or anything, so that thing had its best chance of running cool at that point. We actually added close to a gallon of water, so I was like, all right, I bet we got it now. Told Slick take her for a down and back. He didn't make it far. It's creeping up again. I got the weed sprayer full of cool water, and with the hood open like that and it's sitting there idling, we can maintain it around 210. And then close the hood and it slowly starts creeping up again. We let it run long enough that I'm pretty sure if there was more air trap somewhere, we would have got it by now. And guys, it just ain't gonna happen this go around. She's gonna need more attention to be able to cool properly on a 100-degree day. So I was hoping to get y'all these cool driving shots. Nathan was gonna drive, drive me, I was gonna record, and Slick was gonna drive the car. And you know, sometimes things just don't go your way, especially when you mount calipers upside down. We didn't cover that yet. We were going to do this cool cinematic shot, and then I was going to tell y'all what was wrong with our brakes. We got another master cylinder was having similar problems. I finally called Uncle Rick. He's like, did you try this? I was like, yes, we did it. He's like, did you try that? I'm like, yeah, we did it. He's like, well, try it again. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it again. So I did it, and I call him. I'm like, we're still having the same problem. He said, I hate to state the obvious and ask this question, but y'all don't have them calipers on upside down, do you?
My bad.
Well, I didn't install them, Slick did, but that's on me too. I've done enough disc brake kits, building them for stuff that don't have disc brakes, that everyone knows, make sure your bleeder's facing up, because if it ain't, you can't get all the air out. That was our problem.
Bet we won't forget it now.
Yeah. So we flip-flop calipers, and all of a sudden we got this beautiful pedal. She's stopping great. Yep. She's wanting to drive. She sounds terrific. We just can't beat our overheating problem today. And guys, we're plumb out of time on this. We're into Monday. I was supposed to be doing second channel stuff today, and here we are. So there is one thing we can give you guys though. Yeah. We got her cooled off. Let's get her right back up to temp.
Actually didn't go that high,
so to get her cooled off even, guys, we had to give you at least a burnout. We still got some rubber smoking back here. Look at the field.
That's a good one.
I was spraying that with a little spritzer. Just noticed something else that's kind of wrong with it, or that definitely ain't helping it none. And I noticed not a lot of water was coming out the backside, so I changed it to jet mode, where it's spraying through there harder through the fins. And there's areas I'm hitting at, you can tell there's a lot of dirt in there. I'm not sure how that dirt could have got there. But obviously, if your cooling fins are packed with dirt, that ain't gonna help you exchange no air through there and pull that heat out. So I sprayed out what I could spray out, and then I said, hey, fire it up, see how it does. And he was like, yeah, she's ready to go. We just want to get a smoky burnout for you. Dang, not the freshly painted quarter. That one wheel's wobbling, and I was picturing if this one started wobbling and blew apart, and then we just ripped a quarter off this thing, how bad that would have sucked.
Is this one wobbling too?
Just future content, hell with it. So guys, it's nice and hot. She's running nice and hot, but she's stopping good, steering good. We got a lot of good stuff done on this car. Be sure to check out Slick at the OK Speed and Custom. And much other than that, PuddensFabShop.com for that good quality merchandise. We released these a week or two ago. There may be a couple left in stock, who knows. We appreciate all the support there at the PuddensFabShop.com. That obviously helps make all this possible, where we can even work on stuff for Slick and his family and not just ourselves. So thank you guys. Much other than that, I'm on the Patreon, the Instagrammer, the Facebooker. We've got channel memberships going on now, where you kind of get sneak peek pictures from time to time of what's going on here, a little ahead of schedule. And other than that, I'm trying to not show y'all that away, because there's something on the trailer I don't want y'all to see. And Chris, if I've messed up, don't show them, okay? Blur it, put a picture of Mortski's face there so they look away. Just anything besides letting them see what's on the trailer. I don't know what else is to say, guys, besides sitting on your ass, won't finish your project, and trying to bleed brakes with your calipers upside down, won't get it done. We'll see y'all in the next one.